Hi, my name is Colin Stormont. I'm a senior manager for Ethernet product management for Comcast Business, and we partnered with Cox, Ciena, and Nokia on this proof of concept for MEF SOAM for high-value multi-operator carrier Ethernet services. And what inspired our proof of concept was the growing importance of network performance monitoring and reporting for Ethernet services. And while this is well established for on-net services that are within a single operator's domain, there's a real gap when it comes to being able to provide on-net to off-net Ethernet services end-to-end SOAM performance metrics that cross multi-operator domains. So today, the service providers have to either deploy their own NID at the off-net site, which adds cost and complexity, or just not provide the end-to-end SOAM metrics, which is what more carriers than not do and is not an ideal experience. So what we're demonstrating in our proof of concept is taking the most recent MEF 62 defined attributes for SOAM and also using ASOG 58, and we set up e-access EPL circuits between Cox and Comcast using these new standardized attributes. And as we can see on here, we start with the ASR orders. We then go through just the standard Ethernet provisioning on the Comcast network, on the Cox network, and we'll get into details in a bit here. We can then set up the end-to-end EVC for the SOAM metrics, and then we display it in the customer portal for our end customers, as well as for internal tools and usage. So looking here, kind of elaborating a little more, the key new MEF attributes, you have the maintenance domain, you have the maintenance association, you have the maintenance domain level, and you have the MEP ID. And so what we did is using these, we placed the order with Cox, identifying which ones to use, and then we were able to establish the end-to-end EVC. We also like to illustrate, as our networks continue to grow, you use more and more off-net providers, and so you can actually use multiple off-net providers, and the same concept still works and is scalable. So previously, you only had the on-net OVC, you didn't have the off-net OVC, now you can get the end-to-end EVC. So if you follow me now over to here, this is showing this live circuit we have up between Comcast and Cox and e-access EPL displaying in our portal. And what we're looking at here in the purple, this is your on-net OVC, then you have the other OVC in blue, and really the key, the missing piece that you didn't have before, you couldn't provide to end customers, was the end-to-end SOAM metric. This is latency, you have the same for packet loss and jitter. So it is key that customers can now view that piece. So this is really a win-win-win scenario. The customer wins because they get the end-to-end performance metrics for all their on-net and off-net services. It's a win for the buying service provider because they can now do more monitoring and troubleshooting and triage performance degradation in the network before they'd have to call the off-net provider. And it's a win for the selling provider offering this piece because now they have to do less troubleshooting because the buying provider can do more troubleshooting on their own. And also, the seller now has another distinguishing feature that makes them more attractive of a wholesale provider because as a buyer, if there's multiple off-net providers I can buy from, if they offer similar costs and performance, but one offers this end-to-end SOAM visibility, I'm probably going to buy from them. So there's another distinguishing factor there.